Hello and welcome to the Body and Mind Health and Wellness Online Directory Members Interview. I am Nirvana Lange. And coming up in today's conversation, I'll be chatting with Francesca, Masia and Guido Balsari. They are both beautiful Italian background, and we are going to be talking about mindful family rescue and keeping families together. And wow, I'm so passionate about that subject. It is something that is so important, especially during this time. Buongiorno, come stai?
Buongiorno, stiamo bene, grazie. Te come stai?
Molto bene, grazie, grazie. Lovely. I just love the language. So, well, you know, here you are in South Africa. You were born in Italy, Guido, and you come from an Italian family, Francesca. So, you know, lovely that you found each other here in this beautiful country. So tell us a little bit about your journey. You know, what led up to you deciding to working with families? What were those events in your life that kind of said, this is what I want to do and this is what we want to offer?
Okay. On my side, about few years back, I realized that I was in a place where living with myself was no longer an option. The person I was certainly far from what I wanted to be. And I took a step further and I tried to look if life could present something else, some other opportunities. And it wasn't about work. It was about finding myself. At one stage, you actually find yourself that you're in a place where bitterness, resentment, anger takes over. And you wake up in the morning and you really don't like the person you are. There was obviously a traumatic event that happened in my life. And then I looked for something different. And then I began a journey about 5 years ago, I suppose, looking for something else, looking for answer, looking for myself, essentially. And it was an incredible, amazing journey that brought me to a place of inner peace. And after that, I abandoned the business that I had and I dedicate myself into doing what I am, not for doing a simple mere business. And I enjoy it.
That's
and
awesome.
love it and absolutely.
That's lovely.
Amazing. Yeah. It's an amazing journey.
Wonderful. That's beautiful, beautiful, Guido. And you, Francesca, tell me a little bit about your journey and what your stepping stones were.
About 9 years ago, I went through a pretty difficult divorce, and I found almost my purpose after I attended a divorce recovery group. And it was a very spiritual journey for me. And a couple of years later, I started my own group, and it was a pure volunteer basis. And I found that I really loved, I found peace and I found healing in helping others. And so when I met Guido, our paths aligned, and we found that we were so similar in our paths. Guido also went through a difficult divorce, and through our experiences, we were able to put something together that can help others, that can help other people going through similar situations. And we haven't only done our practice around divorce recovery and helping families through divorces, but it's through any kind of family distress.
Yeah.
So
based on the emotional side.
Yeah.
So let's uno momento. So let's go. And I'm loving the fact that I can play a little bit with my Italian, a little bit poco that I know. So let's get into it's poco, right? Little bit, yeah.
Pochino, sì.
Pochino, sì. Yeah. So let's get into what you have to offer. And, you know, like it so resonates with me with regards to, I myself went through a very, very, very like tumultuous divorce, and which ended up with, after 7 years later, with him still being so bitter that I had lost all contact with my boys. It's now 14 years since I have had any contact with my children, and they're now 30 and 27, so they were like 14. So it, you know, so that's why I'm saying what you guys are doing is incredible work. And I'm just getting an idea that after this interview I want to connect you with somebody that I think you'll work collaborate beautifully with. So tell us about what it is like. I mean, I understand just by reading your page on the Body and Mind website, but those people that are watching that kind of needs to get inspiration and see that there is support out there, and that goes from protection orders, which I saw, which is so vital again during this time. Yes. You know, like give us a little bit of what you have to offer.
Well, during our journey through those traumatic events, we realized that we were only a file number. And that has been the difficulties that we have. Nobody was there to listen to us, except a few friends and family. However, few friends and family, they never allow you to see the other side of the coin. To a certain degree, this enables your emotion, enables your anger, enables your bitterness. When we came out on the other side, completely different people, after we suffering the journey that we went through, we realized that there was another way. So yes, we address all the legal side, which we will speak to you about it, but we address the emotional side. So the way we do this, that's why it's called mindful, is because we're mindful of your emotion, we're mindful of your suffering, but we're also mindful of the other person's view. And therefore, in any situations like this, we tend to lose our better judgment because we see the things only through our eyes. And therefore, our decisions and choices are made only upon our emotions. What we try to do is to not enable your emotion, use compassion as the measurements of your suffering, but also show you that there is another way, which is maybe away from fighting, maybe away from arguing, maybe away from fighting the person, but begin fighting not the events,
the issue.
But the issues, yeah.
So Francesca, what is your role in the center? Like, what is your part that you offer?
So, like I said to you earlier, I specialize in the divorce emotional support for either party, and I do it from a secular level as well as a spiritual. And then I also get involved in another aspect of our business, which is relationship coaching. So we take the stance that before it's broken, before we have issues, reconnecting. So reconnecting as a couple, and building the relationship, because so often, like, couples think they don't have any issues, they don't have any problems, but 10 years down the line, you're walking past a stranger in the passage and you actually don't know who the person is. They've changed, you've changed. So we aim to get couples back together before there is a breakup.
Yeah, really sort of rekindling that initial
precisely,
attraction. Exactly. And
yes.
that sometimes is not possible. Like sometimes, you know, like depends on this also the spiritual journey of each of the individuals. Correct.
Absolutely.
Like
absolutely.
and then you can come to, you know, like when you were speaking, Guido, like I could hear that. I remember in my divorce, like there was just this constant, you know, and there was no compassion and there was no forgiveness. And I think forgiveness, at the end of the day, he's still running around with anger, you know, and his mum is still running around with anger because I left him for another man, you know. So the bitterness is really that part that we have to understand. Resentment is like taking poison and hoping the other person will die.
Absolutely.
You know?
We use that analogy very, very often, actually, in our workshops. Absolutely.
I think that one of the important things, we deal with many aspects that are really traumatic. We deal with divorces, we deal with substance abuse, and as I said, we do all the legal side, and obviously before from an emotional side. But what we found is that we believe in going to the roots. We believe in going before this happen. That's why we reach out on teenagers as well. We do teenage coaching. We would like, as Francesca said, it's relationship coaching is all about when the relationship is stagnating, doesn't mean it's going to end.
And how are we going to deal with, I mean, especially at this time, with teenagers that are not able to have human connection, and this is going to create, because, you know, like there's the saying, the morning of your life and the evening of your life, and I'm in the evening of my life. I don't need to run around in high heels and painted nails and trying to attract the boys and, you know, reproduce. You know, I've been through that. So the morning of your life is all about that. This must be a huge emotional and psychological trauma for young kids, teenagers.
Absolutely. I think we live in a society that is very much cosmetic. Everything is based on appearance. And I do not think that our teenagers are equipped to cope with the social media and the demand that society has. I think that today's society has placed standards of success which are very far from what success really is.
Of course.
Today we look in financial accomplishment and we believe that in that we can consider ourselves successful. But I don't believe that we work a lot with teenagers. They're quite recipient in understanding that there is peace within yourself.
Yes.
And the sense of responsibility. We live in a society, and if you think about it, from the moment you are born, your family has taught you that you are responsible of nothing.
Yeah.
You're always blaming something else from happening. So your father goes home and he's overworked and underpaid. It's a complete disempowerment statement if you think about it. But if we go to the origin of that and we start teaching to our children that their sense of responsibility is not about paying bills, it's not about buying a car, paying for your future children, for your spouse. The responsibility that you have is towards yourself, your emotions, your feeling, the way you think.
Absolutely.
You start there because the moment you start changing the way you think, life changes.
Yes.
You know, you cannot, your attitude will never change your circumstances.
Absolutely.
Your circumstances will be changed. The circumstances will not change your attitude. It is your attitude that changes circumstances.
Yeah.
And I believe that beginning from that on a teenager side, which are completely disempowered, could be a key to give them an option to avoid the problem at the later stage.
Yeah, and again, like especially now when you know, there's a whole different normal being created, a false normal being created, that, you know, physical distance, and so they're losing that part of adulthood, of getting into adulthood, which is also going to really mess up with their belief system as they're getting older, which is it's going to be a real challenge in the next few years to deal with today's children. That's, you know, going to be 10 years later to deal with all of this trauma that has been created. But so, and great work that you guys are doing, and you know, it always starts with the self, and your success is not about the car you drive, the clothes you wear, the label you have, but it's about what, you know, you're growing in your garden, or how you are, you know, in community, and that is the success at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
I agree.
You
know, the achievement today, you know, we are too much based on human doing and not on human being. And if we have to consider and only judge ourselves only upon the actions that we take, I don't think any of us is going to be an extraordinary human being. But the fact is, we all are extraordinary for who we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we realize this, and there is a lot of peace and comfort in that.
And it actually starts off with putting off the tell-I vision, you know, the tell-I vision, and switching that off and getting, you know, and getting inwards and stop looking for it outwards. Anyway, we can continue for another hour. It's lovely.
2 days.
Absolutely. Maybe I should invite you to my round table and we have a lovely conversation. That sounds.
I will be there.
So, how can people get hold of you? Where are you based? I didn't.
We are based in Gauteng, but the thing is, you said, we have created a new normal.
Well,
and we have taken advantage of the new normal. For as much as I personally don't like to work over Zoom, there is advantage too. So we can reach basically throughout the country. We are based in Gauteng.
Yes, we're in Primrose. Our offices are in Primrose. Our practice is in Primrose. But we subcontract an office in Blairgowrie, that we there occasionally to consult. And we pretty much do. We've even visited people in their own homes, so it's really available.
This is of course another medium which is doing one-on-one via Zoom or even WhatsApp video, anything like that people can utilize, especially like I really want to put that out there, women and children. You do not have to be in a situation where you are in danger. There is help out there, and there is support out there, and there is protection, and there are many of us around that will do anything to help women and children.
I would like in this case, if you don't mind, add something. South African legal system is not a bad legal system as long as you know how to use it, and as long as you know the laws. The protection towards the children is amazing, I must say. The women protection is good. The law for substance abuse, prevention and treatment of substance abuse, it is an amazing law.
Wonderful.
And as long as you know, as long as you get in touch with people that knows how to use the system, that will be, you will find joy on that.
I wish I knew you. I wish I knew you when I couldn't get any courts to listen to me to get my children out of a very, very drug-induced home, and couldn't get them out of there. How can people get hold of you? Please give us your contact number, email address, social media, if you could.
Well, our website is currently under construction, so I can't give that to you as yet, but we can post it as soon as it's up. But we are on Facebook under Mindful Family Rescue. We do have a page there, and we are available on our mobile phones all the time. Mine is 083 456 4211. And Guido's is
067 737 5954.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
That's it. An email, we both Francesca at mindfulfamilyrescue and
.org.
.org, yes.
And mine is Guido at Guido at mindfulfamilyrescue.org.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, both of you. And please don't forget that you can go to the Body and Mind website, which is bodyandmind.coza. You can also go to the Body and Mind blog.coza and interact with us that way. You can put Mindful Family Rescue in the search bar, and you can get hold of us that way and interact with us that way. And there is a page on the Body and Mind website for you guys where people can get all your contact details. We also have the Body and Mind Health and Wellness Directory app, and you can download that in your Apple as well as in your Android Play stores, and also, again, interact with us that way. We ask that you subscribe to the Body and Mind YouTube channel, and you can share, like, and also let people that you think can gain benefit out of these wonderful conversations. So, buona giornata, molto grazie.
Grazie. Anche a te, grazie, Navana.
Grazie.
Ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you, all the best to you.
Bye.
Bye.